It was an up, then down, and then up again season for Sean Rash after dealing with demons at the 2011 Geico World Series of Bowling. The 30-year-old sensation triumphed, capturing the final major of 2012 and named PBA Player of the Year.
That's right, baby.
Today, Rash returns for a new season and a new World Series of Bowling. Can he maintain his championship form, or will the demons return once more? Find out next as the Geico World Series of Bowling continues from Las Vegas with the PBA Viper Championship. Welcome back to South Point and the Geico World Series of Bowling. Let's meet our competitors in the PBA Viper Championship.
The number 4 player is a 4-time PBA Tour champion and 2-time member of Team USA from Dallas, Texas, the King of Swing, Mike Fagan. The number 3 qualifier is a 9-time PBA Tour champion, including 3 majors, 2-time PBA Player of the Year from Heartland, Michigan, representing Finland, Major Mika Koivuniemi. The number 2 player is a 5-time PBA Tour champion with 2 majors, the reigning PBA Player of the Year and SP winner from Montgomery, Illinois, Sean Rash. The tournament leader won the 2009 Pepsi Viper Championship and is the new owner of Brad Angelo Lanes. From Lockport, New York, Brad Angelo.
Those are the competitors. I'm Lon McCarron with 13-time PBA titleist Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler here with you for the PBA Viper Championship. Match number 1 will pit 4th seed Mike Fagan against number 3 seed Mika Koivuniemi. What a field we have, Randy.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be a lot of strikes as well on this 37-foot Viper pattern. Characteristics are it creates multiple angles. What does that mean? Well, that means the players are going to start out playing pretty straight between the first and second arrow, but as the pattern breaks down, watch the players make a big move left. They'll chase the old pattern left. They'll move in and start opening up the entire oil pattern.
Mike Fagan will get us underway. The 4th seed, 32 years old, from Dallas, Texas. 3 PBA singles titles, 1 PBA doubles title in his 11th PBA season. They call him the King of Swing. He just needs one backswing to tell you why. Fagan from the left side. Bad miss.
Bad shot. Wide of target, too much angle. Interesting. See how that ball gets all the way out to about the 3rd board. There's just not enough friction to make that ball curve back. He's left the 1, 2, 6, 7, 10. He's got to get the ball into this area right here and throw that 10 pin over into here. The ball will deflect and take out the 7.
All right, Fagan's map from Randy, well drawn out. Let's see if he can pull it off. He's got to move.
Oh, and he got them all just as you drew it up.
First time I made that.
And now a look at the fast save pain relief replay brought to you by the makers of Bear Advanced Aspirin.
Well, like you said, Lon, just how I drew it up, you got to get the ball to the left side of the head pin, throw it into the 6-10. The ball will take care of the 2 and the 7. And Mike Fagan did it perfectly.
Boy, danced away from trouble there now. Mika Koivuniemi, 45 years old, from Heartland, Michigan, originally from Finland, 9 PBA titles, 3 majors, his 14th PBA season. He makes it a little easier around himself on that right side with the strike.
This guy had an incredible year just a couple of years ago when he won the Tournament of Champions for a record $250,000. Also earned him Player of the Year honors as he went on to make the show in every major, hence the nickname.
Major Mika.
I love it when you finish my sentences. It's great.
I hate it that I know where you're going all the time.
It's like we're connected.
2-time Player of the Year, actually. Voted number 49 of the 50 greatest PBA players of all time. Oh, and he comes up with a little tougher assignment on ball number 2.
Good shots. Better shots.
So back-to-back shots on the left lane that get too far to the right. Just an errant shot. Did the same thing Mike Fagan did, except he catches the head pin, leaving the 210. So same kind of method here. Get the ball to the left side of the 2 pin, slide it over into the 10.
Mika only gets one open frame. As Mike Fagan steps up, we flash back to the biggest moment of his career so far, last season's Alka-Seltzer Liquid Gels USBC Masters. It was Fagan's first win in a major, where he overcame a 30-pin deficit to defeat Chris Barnes 246-213. Fagan, who finished second to Pete Weber by just 1 pin in the U.S. Open, would go on to win another PBA title last season, the Brunswick Euro Challenge. What a season. Fagan also made TV appearances in the PBA Tournament of Champions and the PBA Viper Championship, finishing 4th in both. From the right side, and all but the 10 pin.
All 4 of the players on the telecast today averaged well over 230 for qualifying and getting to this position. That was in a different part of this beautiful facility, and it wasn't on television.
What a lineup it is. Fagan, Koivu, Niemi, Rash, Angelo. When we talked to Angelo, he says, you're the top seed with all these guys. He said, wow, I hadn't really thought about that. It sounds really good.
He's using the 503T on the right lane, the 811CT on the left lane. Right now, just trying to get his first strike of the match.
You see the patch on all the players to honor the memory of PBA bowler Tony Reyes, who passed away last September. Mike Fagan now. In the 3rd. Wow, another stiff assignment for ball number 2 and Fagan.
Balls and hop like that.
So yeah, a bit of a mystery out there right now are those lanes.
Again, same kind of thing. Mika left the 210. It's the same thing here. You got to slide that 10 pin over to here. The 4 pin is the only difference between this shot and the shot that Mika left.
Fagan now trying to work some magic.
And open now for Fagan. Fagan certainly wants nothing more than to beat Mika here, but he has nothing but respect for his rival.
Absolutely. I learned a lot from Mika, just watching him bowl in different environments and, watching how he plays the lanes and, how he creates an advantage for himself with loft and, some of the techniques he uses. So I've definitely taken a page out of his book.
I'm sure Fagan isn't the only player to have studied Mika's game after all the success that he has had. There's Mika's wife on the left and their oldest daughter, Ida, enjoying the action here at South Point. Mika now looking to score something on that right lane. He does.
Lydia being the youngest daughter, she's not here, wasn't able to make it. And there's a look at Mika Koivu-Niemi's arsenal, going with the most aggressive ball he brought with him, the 811CT. Right now, let's look to see where this ball is down lane. Let's see if it still gets as far to the right or if he makes an adjustment, makes a little better shot. I look for this ball to be a little bit tighter, a little bit straighter line. I look for Mika to make a good shot here.
Mika's gone strike, open, strike. This left lane has been trouble.
Oh no.
Wow, what a break for Mika there.
All right, so let's look at the locator down the lane. You can see that dark board down there is the 10th board. This ball About 2 boards left of the last shot he threw on that left lane when he left the 210. This is a pretty good shot here, but almost a terrible break. Trips to the 10 late, only leaving the 7.
Well, Mika's still not happy about that lead, even though it's much better than it could have been. And he almost fouled. He almost fell over that foul line. Well, Mika cleans up. He's up by 3 right now.
Yeah, he came to a screeching halt, but he stayed behind that black line there, and that's all that counts. A couple of weeks ago, we saw Mike Fagan foul on that very same lane, shooting a 10-pin.
Now Fagan on the right side. Down by 3. Fagan is not struck yet.
Let me correct myself. Fagan comes through here.
How dare you try to jinx him. Great shot there. The pins behave properly as the 6 goes to the wall. Takes the 10 out. It's exactly what Mike Fagan's looking for. It's a 3-pin match, but he's got a strike working.
Strikes only from these 2 champions on the right lane so far.
Now let's take a look at this unusual grip. Watch as he puts his fingers in the holes. He's full fingertip, the middle finger. He's conventional grip in the ring finger. This is called a Sarge Easter grip. And what it's designed to do is it's designed to cut down on his rev rate.
Wow, Fagan in trouble again on that left lane. This is going to be a battle of attrition here. Who can avoid the most of it there on the left lane?
He's gone light, high on the left lane.
That's an interesting reaction from Fagan now as he tries to calculate where this ball will go and then try to calculate where he wants it to go. It's been 2 different things on the left side. Oh, that was looking like a possibility, but Fagan opens again. That's a 7 count. Down by 19.
Obviously the left lane not friendly. And Mike Fagan tried to go a little more direct with a little more loft to try to hold the ball on line, and it did not. It went right through the face. Mika Koivuniemi now in the driver's seat.
Well, Mika's had an open frame as well in the second. Fagan with 2 already, through 5 for him. Mika needs to take advantage of this right side whenever possible, and he cannot.
And you can see that the pattern just hasn't tamed down yet.
Come on.
A little too far to the right, it hangs. A little too direct, it goes through the face. Once that enters your mind, it's hard to pry it off. When your mind knows that you can't miss a crack to the right and you cannot miss target left, it's hard to pry it off.
Well, these pro bowlers are working on an invisible surface. Their livelihood counts on being able to decipher what they cannot see and then make the most of it. And so far, both guys having trouble with that early going. Mika up by 18 right now after full 5.
Well, that looks like a game of tic-tac-toe.
Who can string a strike together? Nobody so far.
Well, we only have 3 through 10 shots.
Mika gets one on the left lane, that troublesome left lane, the first one there. So maybe Mika Koivuniemi has figured something out on that left lane that Fagan has not. We'll find out when we come back to South Point Casino in Las Vegas.
The PBA Viper Championship is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Bear Advanced Aspirin. See how it can work for you at FastReliefChallenge.com. Alka-Seltzer Plus, available in a liquid gel. And by Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. We're here in the arena at South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa, but qualifying for the PBA Viper Championship actually occurred over in South Point's Bowling Center. There in the final game, Mike Fagan nearly bowled himself out of today's final. After averaging 238 over the first 13 games of qualifying, Fagan only managed a 171 in qualifying's final game. Well, that opened the door for Scott Norton, but he failed to capitalize, falling short of number 4 seed Fagan by just 1 pin.
I made some really errant shots. Not a very, kind of had a mental breakdown there for a minute, but managed to hang tough through the last 3 in the 10th and made it by 1 pin. So I felt lucky. It was actually my birthday that day, so I got a good present, and hopefully I can keep the keep the luck going.
Sean Rash was number 1 in total pinfall for almost all of the Viper qualifying, averaging nearly 255 in the 8 games of the first round. But in the round of 16, well, that was a different story for Rash. He would slip to number 2 behind Brad Angelo, who climbed to the number 1 spot on today's show with a stellar round of 16 that was capped off with a 279 final game. So there you see the final results of qualifying. Angelo finishing with 3,344 total pins, averaging nearly 239 for the 14 games. An interesting battle here in match number 1 of the PBA Viper Championship. Neither Mike Fagan nor Mika Koivuniemi able to string any strikes together so far. The third member of our broadcast team today is Kimberly Pressler, who spoke with Major Mika before the match. Kimberly, what did he have to say?
Well, Lon, I did speak to Mika, and I asked him, I said, just a few short weeks ago here at the World Series, you lost to Chris Barnes in the World Bowling Tour Championships. And I asked him, does that affect you coming into today? And he says, no, not at all. I've already forgot about it. I'm focused on today, and I have my eye on this championship.
It would be championship number 10 for Major Mika. And this is an interesting battle we have going right here with Mike Fagan. Again, neither player with a double Fagan with just 1 strike through 5. And just one of those weird matches. You never know what's going to happen next. No doubles so far. Fagan with just 1 strike in the 4th. And now he's got one.
Well, let's take a look at the left lane and the problems that Mike Fagan's had. He goes with a little more aggressive ball. The very first shot of the match, gets it too far wide, leaves the big washout. Then he goes to something a little bit straighter, tries to go with loft, then he tries to straighten out his angle. And the results have all been really ugly. 5-7-5 on his first ball, 3 shots in a row on the left lane.
And 2 opens, both on the left lane. He's just struck on the right lane. Now back into the pit of despair, the left lane. Still has not figured it out.
Well, that time he moved in and he got a little softer. No loft on this shot. He tried to open the lane up a little bit more. Watch this. This is more like the first frame. He moves in, but the ball doesn't get quite as far to the right, and that ball goes through the nose. The only good news for Mike Fagan, he doesn't have to finish on the left lane.
Well, the other good news is Mika's not shooting lights out here either in this Viper Championship match number 1. The winner will get to face the current player of the year, Sean Rash. Now Mika struck on the left lane, and now here in the 7th frame, trying to go back to back. There you go. That's a double for Major Mika.
His opponent's lost. He had a strike up, and that's what great champions do. Here comes the loft. Big tall man, over 6'4".
Good.
See how high off of the floor he releases the bowling ball that delays hook. That ball was high flush perfect. The lead now 28. 3 frames to play. Mike Fagan is in trouble.
Mika Koivuniemi with his 13th straight year in a TV final. Even with down seasons, the rare ones that come, he's managed to make a TV final, give himself a shot at a title. Now up 28 on Fagan. His goal, he says, is only to win once a year. So.
Yeah, but he said that because he's 45 now. Keep in mind, just 2 years ago, he was Player of the Year. So.
He had a strike on this left lane last time, and he does it again for a turkey.
Yeah, Mika's found it now. Now it's just a question of execution, but he's found it. He's figured the pair out. The oil patterns transition the way he wanted it to transition. He understands exactly what the pair is giving him. So he's controlling the back part of the lane. He doesn't get that super overreaction down lane. A lot of that has to do with his role and where his hand position is as it comes out of the ball.
Fagan now on the right side comes up with a strike when he needed it.
Now the good news again, like I said earlier, Mike Fagan gets to finish on that lane, and it looks like he has now figured that lane out. He has thrown 3 in a row on the right lane. To have any chance of winning this game, he must strike on this left lane.
Emily Meyer, Fagan's fiance, in the crowd. And you see Fagan over on the left side. And to have any hope, he needs to break that streak.
2-4-8-10.
Total jail on that left lane for Mike Fagan. 2-4-8-10. He just gave it a little bit of airtime. Watch this, just a little bit of loft to try to delay the hook. Remember, the last shot went through the nose. This would be the normal play, the normal adjustment.
None of them. Fagan was all or none with that shot, down 56, and Fagan will be a spectator this next match. Mika Koivu-Niemi now with the advantage, going on that right lane after that open from Fagan, and Mika's just in a learning curve now. Just figure him out, move on to the next match. Okay, don't figure him out completely, maybe.
Well, he pulled that. He doesn't have the hold he's looking for yet. May have turned it a bit early. Ball went left. It's not going to hold line. You got to throw it really, really good to make the ball hold its line to the pocket. There's not 3 or 4 boards of pull or tug area like you'd have in league.
Mika Koivu-Niemi strong when he needed to be in this first match against Mike Fagan. Come on back to Las Vegas for more of this championship from South Point. Welcome back to Las Vegas. 1 match in the book. Mike Fagan losing to number 3 seed Mika Koivu-Niemi. So Major Mika now into match number 2 will meet Sean Rash. Kimberly is here now with a report on Rash's path to his Player of the Year title, which did not exactly go as scripted. Kimberly.
No, it did not. And to say Sean Rash's road to Player of the Year was rocky is a classic understatement. But he will tell you that he learns from all of his experiences, the good and the bad.
No one made more televised appearances at last year's Geico World Series of Bowling than Sean Rash, with 6 chances to bring home a title, including a major in the PBA World Championship. But each time, Rash seemed to be his own worst enemy. 6 chances at a title turned into 6 heartbreaking disappointments, with Rash walking away from the World Series empty-handed.
Well, it's always frustrating when you don't come home with a victory, you know, but the opportunity to be on television and the opportunity to win is what you look for every time you shoe up.
But Sean's season had a happy ending. He would break a 5-year winless streak with a victory in the final major of the season, the PBA Tournament of Champions, and then go on to be named PBA Player of the Year, as well as win the ESPY for Outstanding Professional Bowler. In Sean's mind, those late season highs couldn't have happened without his World Series lows.
For everyone that thinks that I failed so many times, I know a lot of people that would rather be in my shoes than not. So, you know, those second place finishes and third place finishes, making multiple shows was the reason why I won the TSC and Player of the Year and the ESPY and got all the bonuses and the extra accolades. So I'm excited for the opportunities this weekend, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Randy, as Kimberly alluded to, Sean Rash, though he won Player of the Year, he still had some issues last season. Do you think he has gotten by those issues, and what were those issues?
Well, first of all, let's not lose sight of the fact that Sean Rash dominated the World Series of Bowling. The only thing he didn't do was win. And I think a lot of that had to do with the rivalry that he has with Jason Belmonte. I think he put added pressure on himself. I think it forced him into some bad shots, some bad decision making. He missed some spares at critical times. But I think once he got out of here and he went on to win the Tournament of Champions and the Player of the Year award, he knocked a big monkey off of his back. There is no, do you think Sean Rash is back? He never went anywhere. But I think mentally for him, he's really conquered the mountain, so to speak. He got rid of the monkey, it's off his back, and now I think he truly believes he's the best in the world. And who's Jason Belmonte?
Well, Rash now finds himself back at the World Series of Bowling TV Finals. Can he break through tonight with this championship? We'll find out. He matches up against Major Mika when we come back. The PBA Viper Championship is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Motive Bowling, high-performance equipment with a fresh perspective. Get motivated. Storm, bowlers serving bowlers. Storm is the bowlers company. And by Track, evolutionary, revolutionary. Welcome back to the Geico PBA World Series of Bowling from South Point Hotel, Casino and Spa in Las Vegas. I'm Lon McCarron with Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler, ready for match number 2. Sean Rash, there you see in the yellow, taking his seat as Major Mika Koivu-Niemi will get us underway on the left lane. Mika coming off a win in the opening match against Mike Fagan. Mika trying to set the tone here, and yes, he can.
And Lon, interesting, right off the bat, Sean Rash, the higher seed, gets choice of starting lane. The left lane was the trouble lane in the first match. Sean chooses to start on the right lane, which means he'll finish the 10th frame on the left lane. So apparently, left lane looks pretty good to Sean.
Well, or Sean will just say, I'll have it wrapped up by that time, and I don't have to worry about the left lane.
Interesting.
Rash now with his opening ball of this Viper Championship, and he almost threw that in the gutter.
Shot.
So an inauspicious start for the Player of the Year.
That was really fast and really wide of target. Sean Rash asking his ball rep if he should throw it straight at the 1-2-4, if he should hook it. Looks like he's going to go with a straight ball.
So Rash's troubles at these animal pattern finals continuing this season. Picks up the spare. He shakes his shoulders a little bit.
So remember, we talked about how tricky the left lane was. Here's Sean Rash. He's getting down on all fours. He's looking at the ball tracks going down that left lane. Every time a bowling ball goes down the lane, when it's a reactive resin bowling ball, it actually absorbs oil. It'll make streaks and lines in that lane. Sean gets way down lane level so he can see where the majority of play has been on that left lane.
Rash trying to rebound here on that left lane, and he does. Nice crowd here at South Point enjoying this World Series of Bowling action.
Looked like a rookie on TV that first shot.
Well, Rash is no rookie, as Mika is quick to point out.
He's not young anymore. He's getting old and slow. No, he's been bowling great for the last couple of years, and I think he's still high for winning the Play of the Year, and he's riding with that wave, but somebody have to knock him out for there.
Mika somehow found a way to knock them all down. Not the way you drew it up.
Mika's playing a little bit farther left than he did the first game. He's like wishing for a little break. He gets a trip 4-7-10, and he says, okay. And that's about as animated as you'll ever see Mika. And I think he probably said in Finnish, that was for me.
All right, so Mika working on a double. Make it 3 in a row. His wife and daughter enjoying it, along with the packed house here at South Point.
Nice start.
Well, he knows he's got to put all the pins in the bag that he can against this man, Sean Rash. 6 singles TV finals at last year's World Series of Bowling. No wins.
Oh, that's got a hook.
Same lead.
Twins on the right lane. It's just too far right down lane. I mean, the only way that ball is going to get back to the pocket at that spot at about 45 feet is if somebody was standing down there and they kicked it.
What happens between practice and this time? It's all between the ears, right?
He's all jacked up right now. His adrenaline's going 100. He just whipped a spare. He can't control his emotions right now. This is what we saw at last season's World Series. The guy dominates the entire event from start to finish, but he had struggles on television.
You know, emotions are good. You know, nerves are good, and trying to stay emotionally correct, so to say, is it's tough because there's pressure of winning. There's pressure of the financial situations, the things that are possible in the future. Of you know, end of the day, you know, it's just who I am, and I wear the emotions on my sleeve.
We talked about it a number of times and how he just seems to get ahead of himself. He gets too amped up. He gets too fast. The feet get going too fast. Starts making errant shots. And we see that time and time again. After an errant shot, you come back with a good one, only to leave a ringing 10.
Yeah.
It's easy to, let me just say this. It's really easy to do what's going on with Sean Rash.
Oh, yeah.
And even though he makes a boatload of shows, it's still easy to do.
Rash cleans that one up. He did admit that he certainly was let down. He felt he let himself down. He let a lot of people down by coming away with 0 titles last year here at the World Series of Bowling. But heartened by the fact he gave himself a chance to win so many times. So now Mika, he's perfect through 3. Second ball here on the right side. Didn't get lucky that time.
Last 2 shots a little high on that right lane. Mika will make an adjustment. But here's a guy that doesn't make very many bad shots. Tremendous spare shooter. Although a couple years ago he missed a 10-pin to lose the US Open to Norm Duke, but probably didn't care that I mentioned that. But regarded as a shot maker and a guy that makes spares. And once a guy like that gets a lead on you, and that lead right now at 31 pins, and you can't strike, it's tough to come back on a guy like that.
And you take a look at Sean Rash over there on the left of your screen, and he knows that he has a tough uphill climb, and he needs help from his opponent at this point. Mika hates to give help. Trying to stretch the lead. And he does indeed. Mika comes through on the left side.
Mika's best look is on that left lane too, Lon. It looks like he's got a little bit of push, meaning if he gets it in just a hair, it'll push to the right. He's got a little recovery down lane. I think his best reaction's on the left lane.
He has certainly found the key. Just an amazing
performance so far by Mika Koivuniemi on some lanes that have given all the bowlers problems so far.
Let's see if Sean Rash can hit the head pin on the right lane.
Oh, he did.
Oh, and he got them all. He got a Mika break.
Yeah, I'll take it. Anything to get me back on track,
Yeah,
Sean says.
And that shot there was a good 5 to 6 boards left down lane. It looked like he was a little bit slower, kept his legs underneath him, made a much better shot, but you could see that that ball never even got close to the 2 board. I mean, it was a good 4 to 5 to 6 boards left down lane, and that's where it needs to be coming off the end of this oil pattern.
It's a line drive in the scorebook.
Needs a double.
Go.
No double there.
Should have moved left.
Well, you heard him say he should have moved left. As soon as the ball got about halfway down the lane, he said go, meaning he wanted that ball to push a little bit longer.
Rash trying to give himself some semblance of hope here. Picks up the spare.
Well, your reigning player of the year is down by 31, Lon. He hasn't doubled yet. Mika Koivuniemi is in the driver's seat.
And Sean Rash comeback. Match number 2 of the PBA Viper Championship will continue after this.
The Viper Championship up for grabs here at South Point, the World Series of Bowling. Mika Koivuniemi up 31 on Sean Rash.
Mika with a big ball on the right side to keep the heat on.
Well, he just increased his lead to 41 pins. And let's take a look at how these two players have attacked the left lane. Remember, Sean Rash, the higher rev rate, so he's got to be farther left than Mika Koivuniemi. Let's stop it right there at the arrows. Look where Sean Rash is playing. Look where Mika is. Mika just over that third arrow. Sean Rash a good arrow left of that. But as you can see, Sean Rash isn't near far enough left on that left lane. Mika Koivuniemi in the driver's seat. He's putting great touches on each and every shot.
Looking for 3 in a row is Mika, and there it is.
Now, he doesn't look like it, but he's so happy on the inside lawn. He's as happy as a slinky on an escalator. You just can't see it.
He does not show a lot one way or another.
Stoic. This guy's serious.
Nice from Finland. That's the
To
way they
lighten up
breed
a
him up
little.
there, you know. Now Rash down 51. 7th frame, work to do, and that's not going to do it. And Rash can start calling the checkout desk. His wife Sarah not happy with what's happening tonight on these lanes.
Yeah, he's got to be disappointed with this performance. Mika's making great shots. He's making the pattern look very playable.
Yeah, a little highlight.
Yeah, that's really not going to do a whole lot for you.
No, it's not going to change the match,
No.
but the fans love to see something like that.
No, it's good. It's good television, but it's not good for the pocketbook or the wallet. Mika Koivuniemi, as long as he stays upright, is going to win this match, and he's going to go on to bowl the tournament leader, Brad Angelo.
Angelo waiting in the wings, warming up on a lane nearby. Rash trying to make the best of it. 7 pin.
Good shot that didn't strike.
Head to PBA.com to download PBA Bowling 2 for your mobile device. This revised and updated game for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry features enhanced 3D graphics and allows you to bowl alongside many of your favorite PBA stars in multiple venues. Simply click on the PBA Bowling 2 link at PBA.com to download the game. spare in the 8th. And now Mika working on a turkey. See some of the other finishers in this Viper Championship. Scott Norton 5th, Wes Malott 6th. A lot of good bowlers. Did not make it. Mika with another strike.
It's Tommy Jones, good to see him back. He's feeling better. Suffered through some injuries the last couple of seasons, but we watched him starting to look like the Tommy Jones of old, so that's good to see. Mika Koivuniemi with a good old-fashioned beatdown of Sean Rash right now, 65. 2 frames to go. Mika potentially can shoot 279.
Mika trying to put up a big number, leaves the 10 pin.
He's not only trying to do that, but he's also trying to make sure that he stays locked in for the title match. Mathematically, the game is over. The best Sean Rash can shoot is 204. Mika's got that in the 8th frame. Right now, Mika's just thinking ahead to the next match, the line he's going to play, the way he's going to release it, and the bowling ball that he's going to use to help propel him to his 10th career title.
Is it advantage Mika going into that final?
Without question. You're talking about a guy that's won 9 times. He's a major championship winner going against Brad Angelo, who's only won once. However, Brad Angelo's got a lot of maple moxie, and he won his only title on this very Viper pattern.
So we'll say goodbye to Sean Rash and look forward to our title match as the international superstar Mika Koivuniemi goes up against 2008 Viper winner Brad Angelo here in Las Vegas at the Geico World Series of Bowling.
It was a tough match for Sean Rash as he lost to Mika 258 to 180, and shots like this really led to that 180 score. Sean not happy at all. Kimberly caught up with Sean after the match.
Sean, it was a rough match today. How do you feel about your performance?
Well, the beginning of the game was, the nerves were still going. It's the beginning of the season, and just trying to, try to make some good shots, and just the first 2 on the right lane were awful. And, when you're bowling a guy like Mika, you can't give him that many opportunities, and he's been bowling hot, and, his look going into the championship match, I like him winning this tournament.
Do you feel like you rush at times?
Absolutely. It's one of those things, the adrenaline's going, the heart's racing, you want to do so well, you want to win. Your family's in the crowd, you got fans and everyone supporting you. But end of the day, I'm happy to be here. I had a chance to win a title again, and I look forward to the next show in the World Championships. And, at the end of the day, as I didn't have a shot clock violation today.
Thank you for your time.
So it will be 9-time PBA titleist Mika Koivuniemi advancing to the finals against #1 seed Brad Angelo, who has only managed 1 PBA title in his career. Though we haven't seen Brad recently, he is still eager to compete, but it's been tough with a young family to raise and a new business to manage.
Without a doubt, the competitive juices are still flowing, but with the tour expanding and going global, I have these 3 beautiful children at home. It's hard being gone that much, and I missed a lot of days of my 2 oldest growing up already, and it's nice to have something that I love to be doing, owning a bowling center in my hometown around all the people that I grew up with, and that watched this whole process now come all the way back to be home, and just get a chance now to live that dream of being a dad and a husband, and it's good stuff,
Not hard to see how grateful Brad is for his family and his new business. Brad Angelo Lanes, located in Lockport, New York. But now, Brad trying to take care of a different kind of business here in the Viper Championship. His lone title win came almost 4 years ago on this very pattern. And strike #1.
Let's take a look at Brad Angelo's ball reaction. Generally, we kind of recognize Brad as throwing that big, slow, rainbow type of shot. This is pretty straight and direct for him.
So now on the lanes, Mika Koivu-Niemi started as the 3rd seed, looking for his 10th PBA title. Mika coming off a 258 game against Rash. Oh, and Mika starts out with big trouble.
He's got to make a move. He came off the last match, hitting the pocket with every shot. The lanes have broken down now, and he didn't anticipate the breakdown for the practice Brad Angelo had prior to the start of the championship match. Mika's going to have to make a big move. He goes through the nose and pays the price, leaving the 410.
Mika, big split. Going for it all.
Sure, why not? It's the first frame. If you're going to have an open frame, better to have it in the first than the 10th.
Got to give yourself a chance. Mika did that, came up empty. So Mika Koivu-Niemi won the inaugural WBT last season against Sean Rash, but he lost in the championship match of the WBT this year to Chris Barnes, though he did just beat Sean Rash to earn his berth into this championship match. Mika trying to rebound. Not quite, 7 pin.
Close, 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 close.
It's amazing how fast the lanes transition, not only from game to game, but shot to shot. As these high-power bowling balls go down the lane and chew the oil off, players have to stay one step ahead of transition.
Is Mika already pressing at this point?
Oh, no.
Plenty of time left then.
Way too early to press.
Okay.
This guy's a seasoned veteran, multiple major championship winner. He's been in this position before.
Now Brad Angelo again, who says he earned the top seed by doing what was comfortable for him in qualifying. Slowing down, as you mentioned, floating the ball through the lane for a quality hit.
Yeah, but he's not doing that now, or at least he didn't on the left lane.
A little different. Well, these lanes are different from what he qualified on, too.
A little less friction here in the arena than there was downstairs here at South Point.
Can he back it up? No.
Nice break, though, only leaving the 2-pin lawn as that was wide of target.
Angelo trying to clean it up. Nice slow ball for the spare. Brad's certainly feeling the nerves as well as all the champions did here tonight.
Take a look at Brad Angelo's arsenal using a high road. Not a lot of friction in that bowling ball, but Brad, you know, with his ball speed and that voodoo roll, it's not often that he can use real aggressive equipment.
Angelo with his 18th TV appearance, soft-spoken in front of the camera, but you can tell just by talking to him that a fire burns inside him. Wow.
4-6-7.
Now he's trying to give the match back to Mika.
This just looked slow to me. It looked slow out of his hand. It looks really good location-wise, but look how much it covered, or how much of the lane it covered late.
Open. Well, these lanes have presented their share of open frames during this championship.
Not real forgiving when you miss the pocket, and we've seen that all day long. We've seen it in every match, and we've seen it early on in the title match here.
Both players with opens. Mika now in the third. He's gone open and spare.
Mika got help with that one. And we've seen that from him before. And I don't think that's any accident.
Well, when you go high and you're a right-hander, trip 4 is your best friend, and Mika's going to get one right here.
You got to have breaks to make it in this game.
You know the old saying, I'd rather be lucky than good.
I live it. What do you mean?
You do.
On the left side. That's a solid ball.
There you go. And you can see the difference in location compared to Brad Angelo's last shot on that lane. To me, looked almost identical, but because more speed, more end-over-end roll, he had less down lane movement into the pins. And therefore, his ball was able to face up and strike the 1-3 where it's supposed to.
So a good shot for one player is a miss for another, as we're talking about speed here tonight making all the difference.
Same location for Brad Angelo, more ball speed, the ball holds line.
That's not his game, though. And there, Angelo with the strike. Time for today's Cold Truth, brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold. Brad Angelo's only win, as we mentioned, came on the Viper oil pattern. He won the 08 Pepsi Viper Championship in Omaha, Nebraska. 256-215 win over Chris Loschetta.
There's a couple of other heavy hitters on that show, Wes Malott and Walter A. Williams Jr. So no gifts on this tour. Brad had to earn his first title like everybody else, and he did.
A win in 2008, and now looking for another Viper Championship today. So what makes Brad so good on Viper?
I don't know that it's Viper that I'm good on. I think whenever I get on a pattern, whatever pattern that is, to where my uniqueness of being able to slow down, float the ball through the front part of the lane, and then still get it to hit down lane, I'm tough to beat. You know, just like any of the guys that are dominating the sport now. People don't win necessarily because they're that much better than everybody, because everybody out here is that good, and you win because you're unique. You win, you get that extra advantage because you're able to do something that the majority of the field can't do.
Angelo trying to find the groove, and he does on the left side. And he doubles up. Oh, good news for Brad Angelo, down just 2 now to Mika. Mika working a double here in the 5th. That looks so good.
It looked left out of his hand to me. The ball double dribbled with the loft, and somehow it was able to hold its line long enough to get to the pocket. However, this is still a little high flush, not a very good break, leaving the 9-pin. So his bowling ball goes right by it.
How much did that second bounce affect what happens at the back end of the lane?
To me, it was just a little over loft. He stayed in it a little too long, which caused him to pull it just a hair.
Lean up on the right side. Mika just 1 up now on Angelo. This championship is anybody's. Anybody who wants to grab it. Here you see Angelo working on a double. Mika doubled and backed it up with a spare. Koivu-Niemi looking to try to string something together, trying to put pressure on Angelo, who has just 1 PBA title. Mika with 9 under his belt. Good ball from Mika, and he brought that at the right time.
All these micro adjustments that go on throughout a match. You didn't hear near the amount of loft on that left lane. Both lanes playing completely different for these players. This one's got a little softer hand, not as much launch. And it's perfect. The 6 goes to the wall and chops the 10 out. Man, that's what you look for, those pins reacting in that manner.
Mika takes a seat. Angelo, the top seed. Trying to live up to that number 1 here. And he does indeed on the right side. Angelo's not going anywhere. And now the fire is starting to burn a little brighter in Brad Angelo.
Let's take a look at the left lane comparison with the last 2 shots Brad threw. Now watch the ball break loose here, right down in front of the head pin. He goes through the nose. Same, almost exact location, but he controls the down lane reaction with a little speed and a little more end-over-end roll. Looking to duplicate what he did in the 5th frame right now, throw 4 in a row and take a commanding 19-pin lead with a strike right here.
Angelo trying to better that record and earn his 2nd PBA title. It's within his grasp. Ten-pin. That was an opportunity missed right there.
Well, it was a great shot and bad break with the ringing 10. Take a look again. Let's look at location. Down lane reaction. Location looks pretty good. Down lane reaction looks pretty good. 6 going up and over the 10-pin. Not so good. The thing that you got to understand is that it's the player's job to make the shots. Brad made the shot. Can't control pinfall. He understands that. He accepted it. Was he happy with the ring and 10? No. Did he have a meltdown? No. You got to regulate things mentally, regulate that heart rate. Just get up and keep duplicating and making shots like that. I like the end results if you can pull it off.
A compelling Viper Championship match coming your way, uninterrupted. Mika answers with a strike on the right side.
No double bounce on that shot. It's high flush. Listen to this. And here's the old cliche seesaw battle. Guess what? Mika Koivuniemi just regained the lead. Now up by 2, can increase it to 12.
See the max scores for both players if they strike out. Really giving the bowling fans here at South Point everything they could want. Mika says it's getting more and more difficult every year to stay up in the upper tiers of the PBA. Somehow he manages. There's a good example of it.
Mr. Big Shot right there, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why he's able to keep up with all the young bloods and all those big, giant, high rev rates like the Belmontes and the Sean Rashes of the world is because this guy is a shot-making machine, and he's got that loft. He can move to the right, loft the ball when everybody else is jumping into 5th and 6th there on the inside part of the lane. Mika can find a way to get it done 15 boards right of them. He can move in and loft it and still find a way to get it done.
Mika with a turkey of his own. Angelo had one and then spared. Now trying to get back on track. Yes, he does. Oh,
what a
boy.
Great, I'm sorry, Lon. What a great shot and what a great match. Angelo must strike now in this 9th frame to cut the deficit to 2, set up the 10th frame for himself. Mika is in the 2 teens right now. Brad Angelo can get into the 2 teens with a strike here. Max score 235 for Brad Angelo. Max score for Mika Koivuniemi 247.
Next week, living legend Walter Ray Williams Jr. competes in his first televised final in nearly 2 years in the PBA Chameleon Championship. Joining Walter Ray will be the last 2 Chameleon winners, Scott Norton and Jason Belmonte, as well as Bahrainian Fawaz Abdullah. The PBA Chameleon Championship next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Biggest shot of the week, in my opinion, for Brad Angelo right here.
42-year-old New Yorker looking for a 2nd PBA title. He needs a little magic. There it is.
I told you before the start of this match, Brad Angelo has Maple Moxie. He is fearless. He's afraid of no one. And he's just made 6 great shots. The only blemish was the ringing 10 in the 7th frame. What a wonderful shot he threw here. He has now given himself a chance, but he cannot shut out Mika Koivuniemi.
Mika on the lanes right now. He knows how to perform under the most suffocating pressure. 3 majors, 9 titles overall. Can he make it a 4-bagger? Yes, he can. Mika Koivuniemi keeping the pressure on.
Strike 9 spare in the 10th frame for Mika Koivuniemi, and he will shut out Brad Angelo.
Mika's daughter Ida Koivuniemi drove in from Los Angeles to watch her father and her mother here, and now perhaps to see their man come away with another PBA title.
If Mika doesn't strike on this ball, Angelo can get up and close the deal in the 10th frame.
Left lane for Koivuniemi. He has struck 3 times on this side.
Hook, 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 hook.
He needs a hook. Oh, he got some pin action that gave him the ball he needed. That's the number he was looking for. A look of chagrin on Brad Angelo's face.
Hook, 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 hook.
His wife knows how to control.
His wife does.
Mika needs 9. 9 spare. 9 spare. He will shut out Brad Angelo by 1.
Is title number 10 right in front of Mika Koivuniemi in his 14th PBA season. The 45-year-old needs 9 to clinch it.
Push, push.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Don't go anywhere.
Come on, Mika.
He gets the huge break, tripping the wall shot
Mika.
for a strike in the 10th, and then he comes back with one of the worst shots I've seen him throw in years. If he spares, he'll shoot 233. Brad Angelo would need a double and 9. And the 3-6-9-10 is the hardest non-split to make on the PBA Tour.
Huh. It's okay.
Open.
Angelo needs 2 and 8. 2 strikes in 8. Brad Angelo wins his 2nd career title. Anything less, Mika wins sitting on the bench.
He needs the first strike. That's the key. You see Angelo down by 17, but his destiny, his 2nd PBA title in his hands right now. That's 1!
Lon, this is what you live for as a professional athlete. You live to perform in moments just like this. Brad Angelo looking to duplicate the last shot he just threw. You live for this moment.
Angelo, as you see, his work not done. Mika cannot control his destiny as he paces in the back. Strike 8 to beat that man. Mika knows he had this one in the palm of his hand. Does Angelo have it in him? He needs to strike. He got the second one. I'm not going to call this one over yet, because we saw what happened to Mika.
I want you to watch his reaction after he throws this shot. I want you to watch his facial reaction and how he reacts when he watches all 10 go down. He gives it the okay. He doesn't get overly pumped. He keeps himself composed. He needs 8 pins.
Brad Angelo, 42 years old, his 11th PBA season, 1 title. Looking for his 2nd one here against one of the game's greatest players ever, Mika Koivuniemi. Angelo with 8 pins will claim this title. It's on its way. Oh, and he got the 8. That's the minimum he needed.
What's that for a luck box shot?
Brad Angelo brings it home, knocking off Mika Koivuniemi.
And a quick look back at what happened in the 10th frame. Mika throws the first strike, comes back, he can lock it up. He goes through the nose, leaves a 3-6-9-10, and leaves the door wide open for Brad Angelo. Brad Angelo gets up and doubles. He needs 8 to win his 2nd title. He gets 8. Trips the 10 late for his 2nd career title.
Thank you, Mika. Thank you so much. Thank you, buddy. Yes! Yes! Yes, baby! Yes! Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Mika gave him the opening, and Brad Angelo took it home for his 2nd PBA title.
The 2nd one's even better.
Well, that trophy's going up on a shelf somewhere at Brad Angelo Lanes in Lockport, New York. We'll be right back to talk to Brad after this. The PBA Viper Championship is brought to you by Bear Advanced Aspirin. See how it can work for you at FastReliefChallenge.com. The USBC, enhancing the bowling experience for millions of bowlers. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. Hammer Bowling, nothing hits like a hammer. And by Deviate, we are Deviate. Tonight, we bowl. In the end, this match belonged to Brad Angelo after a thrilling Viper finale. It's time now for the Geico Championship recap. Randy.
This match was seesaw battle back and forth throughout the entire match. Came down to the 10th frame. Mika could have locked it up. He gets 6 on his 2nd ball in the 10th frame. Gives Brad Angelo the opening. Brad doubles. He needs 8. He gets 8. Brad Angelo wins for the 2nd time in his career.
Thank you, buddy.
Our newest champion is down with Kimberly right now.
Yeah!
What an exciting match. That could have gone to anybody right up into that last frame. So, Brad, why don't you walk us through what was going through your mind on that last approach?
All I was trying to do is I was trying to stay calm. My main thought for the whole match, the lanes got a lot tighter down lane. They were hooking more in the front part of the lane, and I couldn't take the normal angle that I would normally take, and so I just moved back to the right, threw some good shots, and on that last shot I just said, all right, just make sure you get it through the front part of the lane. And fortunately, I mean, it wasn't the greatest shot, but fortunately 8 pins fell, and that's all that mattered.
Now, how much does this win mean to you and to your family?
Oh, my goodness. Guys, I love you guys so much. I miss you, and I wish you were here. It means the world to us. We're now bowling proprietors, my wife and I. We own a bowling center. Our kids are involved in helping wipe tables and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So it means everything to us. The 2nd one is, I have to say, even better than the 1st one.
Well, congratulations to Western New York's own Brad Angelos on his 2nd PBA Tour title.
Brad's wife, Michelle, and their 3 kids are jumping up and down right now. Next week on ESPN, it's the Chameleon Championship, a Bahrainian team member looking to break through. A champion from 2 years ago trying to find the magic again. Then there's Jason Belmonte and the timeless Walter Ray Williams Jr. next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. So Brad Angelo came through big time, both in qualifying and as the #1 seed, defeating Mika Koivuniemi for Brad's 2nd PBA title. What a show these two put on. For Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler, I'm Lon McCarron. Join us again next week for the Chameleon Championship here at the Geico World Series of Bowling.